This is Steven. Now, he's the owner of WeLaunch, which is a digital marketing agency that specializes in e-commerce brands. Now, a few months before working with us at Beanstalk, his entire marketing system relied on word-of-mouth marketing, and their monthly revenue was completely stuck. He came to us looking to try cold email and implement a system that could help him get weekly meetings on his calendar. It took us about 90 days, and they were closing an additional $20,000 a month in revenue without sending a single email themselves, and they were landing in front of their ideal clients. So in this video, I'm going to break down the exact system that we built inside his business, as well as the strategies and the tools that we used that can work for just about any niche that you can think of. Now, before I get into this breakdown, you've probably been in the position where you're delivering a great service, but for whatever reason, you still feel like you're invisible. It feels like you're trying to scream in a crowded room and you're hoping somebody will pay attention to you, but it's crickets. You need a better way to stand out. Now, here's exactly how we did it for WeLaunch Marketing. Now, we implemented our virtual SDR system. This is a 3-part framework that's going to turn cold emails into booked calls relatively on autopilot. You've got 3 elements, though, that we have to string together. Number 1 is an offer and sales funnel that we're going to create. Number 2 is the actual outbound prospecting campaigns, so we can actually reach out to people and get those responses, get those leads. And then 3 is that pre-call nurturing flow. I'd love to say that everybody that expresses interest actually ends up on a call, but the reality is that's just not the case. We need to follow up with people and make sure that they show up to speak with the sales team. So I'm going to break this down because this is where everyone trying cold outreach generally goes wrong. The first step was to completely re-engineer their offer. In a space as crowded as e-commerce, you can't just say, we run ads. You have to sell the outcome, the result, the benefit. Too many people are tempted to talk about the features of their product, their service, how great they are. And it's all about yourself. But the reality is your customer only cares about themselves. And so you've got to change that language from talking about yourself to talking about the effect that your service, your business can have on their business, on their revenue, on their outcomes. We stopped talking about services and started talking about just the result. Significant monthly recurring revenue boosts. We made it tangible by guaranteeing a 4 to 5x return on ad spend. And to remove all risk, we also introduced a 30-day money-back guarantee. So this made saying yes a complete no-brainer for any qualified prospect. Now, we didn't want to cheapen this whole process by just calling it, hey, we'll run your Facebook advertising for your e-com store. We gave the process a name, the WLM system. This way, it's not just a gimmick. It's a proprietary system. It sparks curiosity, and it differentiates them from every other agency that's shouting, hey, we'll run your meta ads. And it becomes a race to the bottom on price. The key takeaway is no one cares about your services. They care about their revenue. Can it go up? Can you reduce my costs? You have to speak to them in terms they understand and the benefits to them that they're going to see from working with you. Now, the great offer is useless if nobody sees it. So now we had to build a campaign that would target the right people and hit their exact pain points. So for this one, we're looking at case study adjacent brands. What are e-commerce companies that look very, very similar to the clients they've already seen success with? Then we're taking that example, we're customizing copy based on that prospect, what we can find out about them, where they sit in the market, is this person in a very similar role, etc. We're then split testing different pain-based hooks to see what resonates the most. So we're really not just building one sequence, we've got 2 or 3 different campaigns so that A/B test for the most effective hook gives us a clear indication. Now, one mistake I see people making all the time is trying to A/B test a bunch of different variables at the same time. You need to pick one variable. In this case, it was the hook. In some cases, it might be the list or some other element of your cold outreach, but don't try to run multiple tests in parallel, or you're just gonna have a bunch of noise and have no idea where the signal is. So for sequence 1, we went straight for the powerful offer. You've got guaranteed ROAS and revenue growth, and we backed it up with social proof. Plus, you still have that guarantee. And then for a follow-up email, we sent just a relevant case study from the niche to build that credibility. The call to action, just a soft, no pressure offer for a free ad account audit. That's sequence 1. Sequence 2, we led more with value. So here's exactly how we helped similar e-com brand hit X dollars in MRR. Would you want the full strategy teardown? And then the follow-up might be something like, hey, here's a free customized analysis of their ad account versus your own. Something like that. Okay, great. You got a positive reply. The prospect even booked a call, but the job wasn't necessarily done. Most people just send a calendar invite. They hope for the best. In this case, we implemented a pre-call nurturing flow. So we had a series of automated emails that went out between the booking and the meeting. In these emails, we'd have more success stories, their expertise on advertising in the e-commerce niche, anything we could find that would reinforce the offer and keep selling the prospect in that time between that booking and that initial interest and when they're going to show up and actually talk to somebody and hopefully get sold. So it warmed the leads up, it built trust, and it dramatically increased their show rate and the readiness to actually buy on that first sales call. All right, so what happened when we put this entire system into place for WeLaunch Marketing? Well, in just 30 days, they had 11 qualified sales meetings booked, and from those meetings, they signed 2 new monthly retainer clients. Keep in mind, this is just the first month. Within 90 days, the system's refined, it's humming. Now they're consistently closing 3-4 new clients every single month. And each one of those clients represented $3,000 or $4,000 in upfront cash, and their MRR would be going up anywhere from $9,000 to $16,000. And they would keep these guys for a good chunk of time, think 3 to 5 months on the low end, and in some cases, multiple years for a client that really worked out. So this was all achieved with this fully hands-off virtual SDR system. Now, there's a lot of hands-on in setting it up, but once it's going, you can really just feed in more leads, change the copy, and have this thing humming along, booking new meetings. Now, if you've been in a similar situation, you can't make cold emails work, or you haven't really tried before, and this seems kind of intimidating to set up, we'll build the whole system for you in your business so that you can start signing retainers every single month. So if you want to try that out, check out the link in the description below, schedule a call with us, and if you want to learn more about this process, watch this next video. You'll learn a lot more.